I've been that guy. While you was at home doing this, I was in the club making moves.
If this is not going to be, curated into a little dance around exhibition, could find himself in a way of getting seriously hurt here, like Francis Ngannou did. Francis Ngannou was an MMA fighter that got blasted out by Anthony Joshua.
Anthony Joshua has finally broken his silence after Jake Paul's latest training footage exploded across social media, sending fans into a frenzy. Every slow-motion punch, every explosive power combo from Paul's camp was dissected frame by frame, fueling speculation about whether he's closing the gap. And now Joshua has responded, adding even more heat to an already electric build-up. As a former unified heavyweight champion, AJ isn't someone who gets impressed easily. But he's clearly watching. Joshua acknowledged Paul's sharpness, noting the visible improvements in his speed, discipline, and overall technique. Still, his tone carried the unmistakable calm of a man who has lived at the top of the division, a man who's fought real giants, absorbed real danger, and delivered real knockouts. Joshua's message was simple: Paul may be leveling up, but experience, pedigree, and heavyweight power are on his side. With both men locked in and the world buzzing, Joshua's reaction has poured gasoline on the fire. The countdown continues, and the hype just reached a new level.
Not get in the way of Fury and Joshua. Really, in my view, it's an absolute joke. It shouldn't be sanctioned. I really don't believe it should be sanctioned. I have a sneaking suspicion that it would be a very big fight. But the biggest thing is us rubbernecking to actually see if they do get to the point where they step in the ring together. Because Jake Paul's an area level fighter, a British area level fighter, and Anthony Joshua is still a killer and a live heavyweight. That should not be sanctioned anywhere in the world, in my view.
It's dangerous, mate.
Very dangerous.
It brings the sport into disrepute. The people that are talking about organising that, they should have a real hard look at themselves.
But even Eddie Hearn's kind of teasing he doesn't like it, but you can see the glint.
No, man.
Of dollars.
There's no price. There is no price.
There shouldn't be.
There's absolutely no price.
Agree with you.
On it in order.
Back when Jake Paul was still getting started in boxing, Anthony Joshua surprised a lot of people with a supportive comment. In a 2025 interview, Joshua was asked about Paul and simply said, "He's good for boxing." That early endorsement showed that Joshua recognized Paul's impact on bringing new attention to the sport. Even if many questioned how far Paul could actually go now, things have changed. The matchup is real, and the stakes are far higher. Paul enters the fight with a 12-1 record and 7 knockouts, making this the toughest test of his career. On the other side stands Joshua, a former unified heavyweight champion with a 28-4 record, bringing experience, power, and years at the top level. What was once just talk has turned into a massive showdown with both fighters stepping into the biggest spotlight yet.
Fight Anthony Joshua now. How do you think that's gonna go?
Man, Anthony Joshua, I don't know why I think Anthony Joshua would knock him out. No disrespect to Jake Paul, I think Anthony Joshua would knock him out. I'm saying like within 2-3 rounds.
Yeah.
You saw what Anthony Joshua did to Francis Ngannou?
Yeah.
Come on, I ain't never seen Francis get knocked out.
Yeah, that was huge, sir.
Yeah,
I mean, they're both huge.
Yeah, he's huge, but you gotta hear the story. You gotta get Francis Ngannou in here and hear this story though.
I'd love to,
bro. He was set up though, for real. I
believe that fight.
Yeah, I believe him because here's what they do. Like what sometimes what people don't understand. Like in boxing too, I don't know a whole lot about boxing. You know, when you fight for promotion, they promote that fighter. So he's fighting in Saudi Arabia. So they was probably fighting at 3 a.m. and they had him in the locker room since 12.
During their first public face-off at the November 21st press conference, Anthony Joshua didn't hold back. He made it clear that this was a professional fight, not a publicity stunt. Joshua called the event massive and colossal, stressing that it's a high-profile sporting showdown that blends marketability with real skill, and he warned that his mindset is simple: no mercy. His focus, he said, is locked entirely on the fight. When Jake Paul was asked about his expected weight for the December 19th matchup, he gave some insight into his preparation. Paul revealed that he had recently been cutting weight for a different opponent, meaning he had been actively dropping pounds, a factor that makes the sudden move into a heavyweight fight even more difficult. He estimated that he will likely come in somewhere between 215 and 225 pounds, significantly lighter than Joshua.
Team, nothing negative. He's here to do his job. I could sit up here, as I said, and try and address all the things that Jake doesn't do good. But I'm fighting the Jake that's going to do everything good on December 19th. So let me focus on that. He's a good person, does his thing, great team around him, puts in the work, and that's why he's sitting here now. Anyone out there in the world that works harder than the next person deserves to be a front runner, and he's a front runner in the boxing game right now.
Respect. Jake, can I ask, it feels to me from afar, you're in a bit of a lose-lose here, because it seems like a lot of people want to see you get obliterated, right? A lot of people want to see you get your comeuppance. And if you do pull off the upset, or if this fight goes the distance, again, the whispers will start to come. People will discredit you. People will say, this, that, and the other about the fight. How do you balance that, and how do you deal with that?
Man, I've already won at every single thing in life. I'm playing on house money. I've accomplished all my dreams, said everything I was going to do, from becoming, the first influencer to become an actor on Disney, to becoming the biggest YouTuber in the world, to rising to the top of boxing and having the largest viewed fight in the history of the sport. I've accomplished everything. So this is a win-win and another challenge for myself. I've never been knocked down or knocked out even in sparring, but I'm in a sport where that happens. And I know this is dangerous, but this is no different than a soccer player, losing in the World Cup on the biggest stage. If that's how it goes, if I take one of those punches that Francis Ngannou took and I'm on the canvas, let's see how tough I am. Let's see if I can get back up. But I'm ready for that. I'm prepared for that mentally, and I know that he has to deal with me as well. This is not as one-sided fight as people think, and I have power. I have the ability to put people to sleep, and so that's why I took this challenge. And I know it's crazy and all of that, but I'm excited. I'm genuinely excited. My team's excited, and everyone believes in me, and that's all that matters.
How much do you expect to weigh on fight night?
Man, I was cutting down for Gervonta, so it's been a little tough getting back up in some strength for this, but anywhere 215 to 225, we'll see.
Okay, and I want to clear something up with you, AJ. I saw in the press release that it said that on weigh-in day, you can't weigh above 245, but post weigh-ins, you can weigh whatever you want. There's no rehydration clause or anything like that. Is that accurate?
Whatever it says, yeah, I think that's the case, but my focus, 111 kilograms, is what I got to weigh in at, right? I do kilograms, not
Yeah, I don't
pounds.
know, you stumped me on that one. What is 111? Should I look?
Jake Paul insists that this fight is his moment, the moment he silences every critic who's ever claimed he only chooses smaller, older, or washed-up opponents. In Paul's view, stepping in against Anthony Joshua, a legitimate heavyweight and former unified world champion, is the ultimate answer to years of doubt. When I beat Joshua, every doubt disappears, Paul says. No one will be able to deny me. The matchup is locked in as a fully sanctioned professional heavyweight bout under official Marquis of Queensberry rules. The fight is scheduled for 8 rounds of 3 minutes each, with both men required to wear 10-ounce gloves. To maintain a competitive structure, Anthony Joshua must weigh in at no more than 245 pounds, a strict cap imposed specifically for this contest. And the consequences are real. A win or loss will go directly onto each fighter's official professional record. In every sense, this is the real deal. No exhibitions. No shortcuts. Just a sanctioned heavyweight fight that will either cement Jake Paul's claims or expose the risk he's willingly stepped into.
The real boxer. They said, fight someone your size. They said, fight a world champion. We looked at a long list of supposed fighters for me to fight. The world. Make no mistake, this is the biggest fight of my career. I'm walking into the lion's den. I'm doing something that no one else has ever done before. I, Jake Joseph Paul, will knock out, defeat, and embarrass Anthony Joshua Friday, December 19th, live on Netflix. My voice cracked. I'm still going through puberty. The biggest fight of 2025. USA versus UK. He's got the belts, the size, the history, but I have the balls. Be careful what you wish for. Jake versus Joshua. Judgment Day. He has a 90% knockout ratio.